The views, opinions, and wild ramblings expressed on this podcast are strictly those of our hosts and do not reflect the thoughts, values, or overly serious policies of their employers, sponsors, advertisers, or anyone with a legal team. All scenarios we discuss are based on past experiences, most of which we barely survived, and have nothing to do with any of our current jobs or employers. Basically, don't sue us. We're just here for the laughs, not the lawsuits.
Welcome to the Four Friends Trying to Figure Out HR, the podcast where we blend workplace drama, HR nightmares, and a way too much oversharing into one wildly inappropriate package.
Your hosts, they're a real dream team. First, we have Mama Mel, the HR queen with a knack for keeping it real and breaking the rules when nobody's looking.
Heavy on the no one's looking.
Next, we have Dr. Green, the one with all the fancy-ass degrees and the questionable sense of humor.
E equals MC squared.
Such a nerd. I'm the Big Llama. I come for the big laughs, the bigger opinions, and absolutely zero filter, because I don't even know what that word means. And last but not least, we've got Jake from HR. He's not wearing any khakis, and it's questionable if he's even wearing pants, but he is here to ensure that we're breaking HR guidelines just for fun.
I'm always here to judge.
So buckle up, grab your handbook, maybe a cocktail, and join us as we figure out HR one awkward scenario at a time.
So guys, welcome to the Just Four Friends Trying to Figure Out HR podcast. The one that you shouldn't take very seriously, and if you're using us as your ChatGPT, you'll be in the unemployment line very quickly. I'm your host tonight. I'm the Big Llama. Joined with me, as always, is Dr. Green, Mama Mel, and Jake from HR.
Hello.
First of all, before we start our episode, obviously, we want to thank our significant others who came to the last episode. And where hilarity ensued. It was fun. It was a fun episode. Believe it or not, I sit there and I re-listen to all the episodes. And if I find myself laughing anywhere at any point, I'm going, all right, this is pretty entertaining. So
you were entertained in the last one then.
It was fun. It was so much fun because we had audio issues, we had spousal issues. Some of you guys looked like you guys were going to fight after the episode. It was great. It was a great time. And it turns out we made up new HR terms. So if was it climbing the ladder of emotion, I think we said was one of them, anyway. If you guys want to hear that episode, go to our archives. There we got lots of stuff. 2 seasons worth of material. All right, so go ahead. I'm sorry, Mama Mel.
I just said 2 seasons, like, whoa.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? How much time flies.
When you're having fun.
Or just trying to survive, however that goes.
Right there.
All right, we're gonna get right into the episode tonight. We wanna get moving because we got a little bit, we have a little fun game for everybody. Now, I have kept all the information close to me so that none of you have any idea what I'm going to ask. And we're going to play a little game called Write Up or Let It Slide. So this is to challenge you as HR professionals out there and to you guys here. You're going to hear a scenario, and then I want to know, would you write them up or would you let them slide? Now, obviously, I know that Jake from HR is going to say it depends a couple of times. So I'm okay with it depends, but it can't be the answer every time.
Don't forget my other term, technically.
Yeah, technically. And okay, so Dr. Green's got a new toy, and we're going to suffer. We're all going to suffer. All right, so that's the premise of tonight's episode. Write it up or let it slide. All right. Are you guys ready? Oh yeah.
We gave you time before the podcast to get it out of your system. You got it out of your system.
I mean,
I'm not going to let that one slide. Write them up. I'm not.
That's right. Writing them up. I would not let that slide. No. If you're like weirded out, you're listening to the podcast, you're like, what the fuck is going on? Dr. Green has a new toy. All right. He's got a sound mixer, voice changer, all these types of things. And he's getting it out of his system. It's just like anything else. The challenge, though, Dr. Green, if you want to use it in your next Teams meeting.
Yes.
Actually, I did. I did use it in my Teams meeting a couple of times, and everybody was rolling laughing. So, you know what? Forget you, Mama Mel, because everybody else thought it was hilarious.
I think Dr. Green forgot when you get in a position of authority, people laugh at you because of your title, not because you're funny.
Hold on. Y'all don't need to prove Emily's words right, okay? She has said that. She goes, they laugh at your jokes because you're their boss. And I'm like, that's not true. I'm actually funny. And then we debate on who's funnier, her or me.
It's
true.
Did
you see shoulders moving? That's how I do it. Oh, look at this guy. I want that money.
We're ready, Llama.
All right, let's go. Yeah. All right. So scenario one, and I'll let anyone who wants to start to go. All right. This is called the sick day influencer. Here's the premise. The employee calls out sick. They say that they have a 24-hour bug. Here's the twist. They're posting Instagram stories all day at a brunch with mimosas, and it's at a day party. Is it a write-up, or do you let it slide?
I bet you everyone's expecting me to be a dick here, so I'm going to let Dr. Green go first.
Okay. Oh, yeah. No, I think with this one, look, they earn their sick time or their PTO. Most of the time it's earned. Depends on the accrual. Did you accrue it? Did you earn that time? Did you build that time, et cetera, et cetera? But mine's going to be a little different. You'd write them up for lying, not write them up for the sick day. When they said that they had a 24-hour bug, but then also, of course, you can kind of dig deeper and go, well, how'd you know I didn't have a 24-hour bug? I had diarrhea. We don't know. So in one way, you could be having mimosas and all that good stuff, and I would write you up for lying outside of that, but not for the sick day.
Okay. So using it, you wouldn't say was the issue. It's the fact that you lied. You used the wrong type of leave.
Sure, you lied or you violated the code of conduct or something unprofessional. But there's so many routes you can go. But that's the way I would look at it.
Okay, Mama Mel, your thoughts?
You let it slide. You called off sick for the day, whatever you're sick of, even if it's work. Not my problem. For all I know, you could have needed a mental health day. Let it slide. I'd probably throw in a little petty moment there and be like, oh, well, that mimosa that you had looked great.
But that mimosa looked great.
So you're gonna tell him I saw you. Oh,
I know.
All right, so
know that you lied, and now I see you. That's it. But I'm gonna let it slide.
Got it. What about Jake from HR? What are your thoughts?
So apparently I'm not the mean one here today. I would let it slide, but I would have a conversation with the employee, and I would remind them that they're under no obligation to tell us when they're calling out. They don't need to tell us why they're sick or how they're sick, just that I'm using a vacation day today or I'm using a sick day today, because when you lie, although technically that it's a gray area as far as even if you can even hold them accountable, depending on how the policy is written. So I would just remind them that that influences people's perception about you when you say things that aren't true. So just if you're not going to be here tomorrow, just say I'm not coming in tomorrow. That's all I need to know. Don't lie about it.
Mhm.
True. I mean, I was privy to this list, so I'm not going to elaborate too much, but I would let it slide, because my assumption is if you have an attendance problem, you'll probably be written up for using it so often, versus like a once, a onesie twosie, right? So if you do this one time and you've never had a problem, why am I going to make a big deal out of this, right? Like, clearly this is important to you, whatever, but like if they had a problem, then that's different, but I would let that slide.
Can I change my position? I agree.
No.
No.
No, you're
But no,
stuck
for real,
with that
though.
position.
Honestly, though, all those points do make a lot of sense in letting it slide. Because you make a good point. You said that this could have been the mental health day that they really truly needed, and they don't take time off or they don't take days of sick.
Yeah, and those are the factors we don't know, right? Like, just hearing the scenario, and this is why this is a good exercise. Just hearing the scenario, you instantly know what kind of HR person you are. Oh, write them up, or like you gotta understand. There's more than just just the scenario you're reading. Like, there's much more to it, right? Who's the employee? How long they've been there? Have they ever called off? Like, all this stuff has to be taken into consideration. That's why I'm like, I don't care what you do with your time. It's your business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's move on to the next scenario. This scenario is called the reply all warrior. I know all of you are starting to make faces. Let's see. A company-wide email goes out from the leadership. You guys know this happens all the time. Employee hits reply all and says, "This could have just been a Slack message."
That's awesome.
So, is it a write-up or you let that slide?
I'd let it slide. The only reason why is because, once again, we go back into the details of the history of, is this person truly like meant to be malicious in their intent? Probably not. But a wise HR VP once told me, pathway to hell was paved with good intentions. So,
I mean, they hit reply all. Maybe they were trying to reply just to their buddy, their little
correct.
HR buddy who they
Exactly.
they vent to. But can you imagine how bad that would have been? Like, how much worse it could have been?
But that's not the scenario. It is
No. So, Mama Mel, your thoughts?
I don't think I'd let it slide 100%, but I also don't think I issue write-up. Maybe like just a coaching conversation, right? Because going back to like Jake's earlier point with the perception, if I am the leader of that department, I don't want the perception of my employees to be that we don't take things seriously. And I know I've said this a couple of times on the podcast, but like when people put together like presentations or emails, like we don't know what anxiety level that causes, how comfortable they are with that. Can you imagine being so anxious to send out an email because you're new to your position or you're just trying to get people to know who you are, and then somebody replies with something like that? Like, what a dick move. Accident or not, right? So I think I'd look at it from those two angles. Like the perception, I don't want that perception of my team to be there, right? Like we don't care, we don't take things seriously, we're just gonna joke about it. And or I don't know what the person that sent the email is experiencing. Maybe they don't care, maybe it's nothing to them, but maybe it is. And still. So maybe not like full corrective action, disciplinary, but not lit. definitely am having a conversation with you.
Okay, I like that. Jake, what's your take?
I agree with Mama Mel. Documented conversation for professionalism, and obviously, you want to set the standard for the culture that you have in this company, because that's where culture starts going downhill, is when you let stuff like this slide. So I would think document the conversation until that VP emails you and says they want this employee fired.
Okay, I'm going to give you a hot take on this one. I write them up. If you're that bold, to write that, I can only imagine what else you're writing, and so therefore, I see this as a huge disrespectful thing. Like, you might be thinking it. You can't verbalize that in the email to the entire company. A reply all? Are you kidding me? You're written up, dumbass. Learn your lesson and move on. But that's my. I'll let you guys roast me on that one.
Coach him.
You just reminded me.
No,
You were thinking it, but you said it.
Oh my!
Exactly. You could be thinking it all you want, but you put it in writing.
White chicks moment. So I will tell you, if I was with my retail days, I'd 100% be with you, Big Llama. But with some of my more recent employers, I'm learning that every company is different on how lax there are for certain things like this.
Yeah.
So I think it really just depends on the company culture and expectations that they've set for how they handle these types of situations.
True, very true. All right. So listen, reply all warriors. Be careful when you're replying to all your emails. All right, next one here. The camera's off, but life is on. Here's the scenario. We have a remote employee who is always saying they have camera issues and they're sorry. They cannot turn on the camera. During a meeting, they accidentally turn on the camera and they're at the barber mid-haircut. So, are we writing them up or letting it slide? This one's got multiple layers.
They're not on a designated break or lunch, right up.
Okay.
I think it's
if they're not on a designated break or lunch, right up.
Do they have permission? That's the next question. Yeah, you can get your haircut, but make sure you're on the call. Okay, cool.
I mean, that's a big discussion about like what do we do with remote workers? That type of thing. So like what is remote exactly? Like there's TikToks on it, there's discussions on it. Like, are you really working remotely, or are you like what's the definition of that? Because people are at the beach and they're at the you see these people posting up, oh, I'm at Disney, watch as I work remotely from Disney. Like it's like, but you're getting the work done. So
well, I think that's because it, like you said, depends on how ironclad your remote work policy is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I used to take it from the car. I'm on. I'm driving the location. I'm on. I'm good.
But it's no different though. You're right. There's no difference between whether you're in the car, in the call, still paying attention, still doing your job. But I would have to go, yeah, what does your remote policy say that, do you have to be in a location where there's nobody around when you're on a remote call? Or is that, those kinds of things. And you can't plan for every single scenario. That's never going to happen. However, there should be at least a type of structure around your policy. And so, but still, like this is tough.
Well, it also depends on what position you hold.
There you go too. Why is that a difference?
Well, I'm not going to tell my CEO anything if he's getting a haircut at noon.
Oh shit, that's true.
That's a good point.
I'm not writing him up or her up. But if it's an entry-level employee, and to both of your points, right, it depends what's on the work-at-home contract. But 80% of the time, it's going to be a write-up.
I think I agree. I mean, but you're right though about the position. That's crazy. Like, yeah, the CEO is getting a haircut. You're not gonna say nothing.
You do what you want, sir.
Yeah, we're not gonna
Exactly.
we're not gonna mention that. We're not gonna mention a conference call that we got one day with our CEO calling us from his yacht.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're not gonna
I think
mention
I was on
that.
Listen, I still remember a conversation that was had with full reprimands for everyone, and I was
Yeah.
I was driving. I was just driving. I'm like, what's
That
going
was
on
it.
here?
Woo! That was a call that I'll never forget. I was in the
I think
laundry room doing
I
laundry.
think I was with Jake at that time. Like Jake and I were sitting right next to each other.
I think so. Oh my god.
I'm so sorry.
All
we
right.
were interrupting people's yachts.
The yacht time was more
My bad.
important. Polo. was
I'm
better.
not writing them up. Sir, take the call from your yacht.
Yeah,
Do what you
exactly.
do.
Flaunt your money. All right. So again, that camera off, life on is a legit issue now, especially with remote working. So, sometimes you got to be clear about it, but I don't think it's a write up unless it's a clear violation that you like the rules. I think like if your rules outline them. Unfortunately, someone who does that creates a rule. The first time that happens, then they come to HR and go, if there's not a policy, I want a policy implemented next week.
Mhm.
And so he ruined it for the rest of us. Thanks a lot. All right, next scenario. This one is called the PTO magician. Here's the premise. The employee requests PTO last minute and gets denied. The twist is that they call out sick the next day anyway. This one burns me. I can't stand it.
And if they're being hit with attendance, you can't double punish them. You can't use that attendance against them later on for a write up and then also have a write up for that day that they called out because it's double abuse. So I would say let it slide as they get caught through the attendance policy, unless it becomes abusive in pattern, which then we're going to hold accountability on a separate note. But this particular, like, I submit for vacation or PTO, you deny it, I call out. That's fine. We have things in place to catch that. So I'm going to say let it slide because the policies in place will catch it.
Here's my problem.
I could agree to that to a point. But if it's a pattern of behavior, then I would write up as a behavioral concern. Not so much attendance, but the behavior piece. Maybe.
Here's what burns me about this PTO magician. It depends. I hate to say depends. I said don't say depends, but this is real life.
Everything.
Well, I can't stand it when it's so stringent. Like, for example, there are limited slots of PTO. There are limited amounts of people who can be out of a particular department, right? So, like, you plan around that and you go, okay, Johnny, you're going to be out on Tuesday. Susie, you're out on Wednesday. I'll take Thursday, Friday, or I'll take. Like you're like moving days and you're changing your plans because there's a department rule or you didn't get the PTO approved, so you're constantly like interrupting your own life to try to balance it, right? And then PTO magician over here, this asshole, gets denied. He can't have Friday off, but he takes it off anyway, and everybody else gets kicked in the nuts because he didn't show up, and we have 3 people who are out, and now whoever's left, prepare the others, right? The PTO. Whoever's left gets the brunt of the work and all the bullshit. So that's why I don't like that. Like, I don't know. Sometimes it's I get it, it's necessary, but I hate it when the workplace is that tight with PTO because of department needs, and then you have this asshole who just, well, I'm going to take it anyway. Fuck y'all.
Well,
So,
you know what?
There's
also go Jacob.
no. I was going to say I work for companies that have blackout dates. That if you call out during blackout dates, they hit you with double attendance. So if you were to write it into your policy, if you request a vacation day that gets denied and you call out that day, that this would be considered double adherence or double attendance. You could write that in your policy and hit them with double attendance for calling out on a date that their vacation or PTO was denied on. But I've yet to see a company to do that.
No, you were saying something before?
Well, that actually just, what you were saying just itched my brain in like a really negative way. There's also the PTO asshole who takes all the fucking holidays off, doesn't give a shit who else wants them, and just like takes them for themselves. And you're like, you're, first of all, you're out almost every month. You're also out on the holidays, asshole. Some of us want to take it too, but we can't because some of us just forget to request time off and then just get left in the, dust with all the other people that have to work the holidays. Don't be that asshole.
Who hurt you?
Somebody did.
Who hurt you?
Somebody hurt her big time.
No, but seriously, like, they're off Thanksgiving, Halloween, or not Halloween, maybe Halloween, I don't know. Thanksgiving, Christmas into New Year, Memorial Day weekend. Like, they take these long ass weekends, and like, kudos to them, right? Like, they're taking advantage of their PTO. That's what it's there for. But I'm like, bruh, for the rest of us. Some of us want to take some time off too.
Yeah, no, I hate that guy too.
My take.
Go ahead.
Sorry. My thought forward is that because I've recently had one organization had it to where person was supposed to be there, but then they didn't show up, and so then since they didn't show up, they used sick leave. And our policy at that organization was after the 4th day, you're required to give a doctor's note. Well, a lot of organizations do something along those lines, 2 days, 3 days. There, some even say, well, if you're sick for the day, then you get, but it's not really written in policy. But anyways, so I won't say let it slide, but I would remind them of the policy if you have one of like, hey, we need to be considerate, of our colleagues and all that good stuff. I would have a very hard conversation on coaching them, but we really don't know unless they, come back with the flu test or voluntarily give it to us. We don't want to accuse somebody for who's actually not sick when they really were. So there's a little bit of a weird boundary that I try to stay between for that. I know.
I mean, you fucking requested the day off. We know you requested the day off. You got denied, and you got the norovirus all of a sudden on a Friday. Like, get the fuck out of here.
But no, for real though, you still have to think about the side of they really could have gotten sick. They could have had raw bacon for dinner, and boy,
Chad, they did not get sick.
But however, we can't punish them for being quote unquote sick. Depending on your policy too. You have to think about your policy. Does your policy say that, if you're calling in sick and it's more than 1 day, then you need to provide a doctor's note? You know what I mean? That's the only thing that's going to protect them and protect us, but then also at the same time, it's a very crappy thing to do. Don't be the stupid PTO magician.
Yeah.
Don't be the PTO asshole. That's what it really should be saying. Don't be that.
All right. Let's move on. Chadwick, Dr. Green, I am muting your mic because you've got the feedback that's coming from your area. I don't know why.
Yeah, you gotta go. You and your mixers gotta go.
That's why I know you saw that I muted you, and you're like, "What the hell's going on?" But
this is an intervention. Your mixer has got to go. Throw it out.
Are you working on it? Because I just unmuted you now. Okay, he's working on it. All right, we'll come back to Dr. Green in a second. All right, let's go to the next one. This one, I don't want to read it because I feel attacked. The minute I saw it, now, okay, I'll just read it because
Okay.
the more I say it, the more I'm making myself look guilty. Scenario. Employee is constantly late, like 15 to 20 minutes. The twist, they are the best performer on the entire team. Extra spice here.
Hmm.
The manager is quietly ignoring it, but the coworkers are noticing. So,
Okay, but if I have a follow-up question, are they hourly or salary?
the salary.
I don't care.
Mm. As long as they're working their 8 hours and they get their work done, because we all know that we work from home sometimes. We stay late when we need to. We flex that time because we stay late on one day. As long as they're getting their job done and they're meeting expectation of performance, I don't care.
Yeah, there's just always a clock watcher some in every job, and I hate that person. But I feel attacked because I do flex time here and there, but I put in my time. But I feel like this one was
Like
written for
my
me.
work's gonna get done. You don't have to worry about the quality of my work. It's going to be amazing. But if I am 20 minutes late, it's because the line at Starbucks is really long. But I'm here. I showed up. I didn't call in.
Or I took the conference call from the car.
That's true. That's true.
What did I miss?
No, so we read the top performer immunity, and that was described as the person's constantly late, but they're the best performer on the entire team.
So wait,
And their
so what's the
salary.
question?
So would you write them up or let it slide? I let it slide.
Well, what's the question?
Oh, they're the top performer on your team, but they're constantly 10 to 15 minutes
15
late.
minutes late to work every day.
Oh, then well, shoot, you would normally I would just adjust the schedule. Like if you can't meet this time, then I'll give you leeway. I'm gonna give you 15 minutes. You adjust the schedule, and then if they still late, then you know that it's not an us problem; it's a them problem.
Okay.
So, would you write them
So
up or let it slide?
I don't. I wouldn't write them up at first, but if it was continuous after I made adjustments, heck yeah, because you know what, this is what it's supposed to be. But also, I still think that as we're growing in human resources, we still got to remember that we are humans, and we don't know what's going on. But at the same time, you know what, you work here, so there's a level of decorum and respect, and that's part of time as well.
Okay. Anybody else before I move on to next topic? This one's gonna get spicy on this next one. Ooh. I don't think it's the right kind of. I don't think it's the spicy you're looking for. This one's called the oversharer.
Oh, God.
Okay. The employee explains every absence and ailment in graphic detail. They send long messages in the team's chat describing their stomach issues and bowel movements. Obviously, nobody asked. So, are we letting this slide or are we writing this shit up?
Oh, shoot. How old are they?
How do we get into ageism? Stop it.
Are
But
they
for
a
real, like,
protected class?
well, what I mean by that is if they're young and this is their first big boy job or big girl job, then I think they're going to need some coaching. However, good God, it should take one conversation of let's use common sense and let's not describe in great detail your diuretic issues. Keep those to yourself.
The man said diuretic. I'm a child. So I'm going to let it slide, but yeah, I have a little mini conversation. Be like, yo, too much.
You're doing too much.
Tima.
Exactly. Jake, you got a disgusted face on there. I don't know what's going on over there. Are you thinking about the bowel movements? What's going on over there?
I think so.
I'm getting flashbacks to our restroom.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Did you let that slide when that crap happened? Literally, crap happened.
No, that's different. Like, there's one thing.
Oh, that's true.
Is describing it. The other one is using, to write words on the wall. Like, that's different.
If you don't know what we're talking about, please make sure you go back to season 1 of Just for Friends trying to figure out HR
investigations.
And investigations where the Big Llama discovered where he was going to be in a shitty situation.
The diabolical shitter.
Exactly.
The only comment I have with this particular story, and this is just because of the genre that we live in, is I would just clarify with the employee, unless we're discussing limitations due to a disability, I do not want to hear anything about your restroom needs.
That's right.
All right. I like that.
Oh, that was this. I mean, and honestly, this is me. I actually had an organization that they would say, "I'm going to the restroom" every time on Slack, and I was like, "Do not." No. And the whole problem was the manager told them to do that. And so, of course, I get with the managers and directors and I say, hey, we don't require that. Do not do that. Do not need to tell us I'm going to the restroom. You need to be cognizant of what is going on in your team. And if they're gone for 45 minutes to an hour in the restroom, number one, I'll reference Jake from HR. Do you need an ADA? Are you okay? If this keeps happening multiple times. But, however, are they abusing the time? Because we had the water bottle bandit, where this person would drink water all the time on purpose to have to leave and go to the restroom and be gone for 45 minutes to an hour.
Smart move.
Oh, that reminds me of this director of employee relations that used to require us to put all of our appointments on a calendar, and specifically why, where we had employees putting gynecologist appointments on there.
I remember this. That was great. Never, please, for the love of God, do not make your people do that. That is the stupidest way of getting you put into a weird situation that you don't want to be in, to have a weird conversation and possible legal action. Do not do that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love that we're going to the gyno. Just don't tell me.
Yes. Amen.
I love it.
Easy solution. Just go BRB.
Say
BRB.
Don't spill the tea.
or anything else for that matter. Your guts or nothing like that. Yeah.
All right. So, let's go to this one. This is a pretty interesting one. Now this actually happened and we investigated it. So, this scenario is called Mike Not Muted.
That's right.
Employee thinks they're muted on a Zoom call. They're heard saying this meeting is pointless. And then the best twist, leadership is just sitting there on the call waiting to start.
You know what? Had this happened in one of my last companies, they were a little bit more colorful. There's multiple CEOs, every VP you can think of in the company, you name it, they were on the call, and all you hear is, oh, this is a fucking waste of time. Yeah, they didn't work there the next day. They got fired that day.
I listen. This actually happened. I think. What was it? There was a
somebody's
big meeting.
Phone went off in the middle of like this massive, like corporate meeting. Like over 300 and something people are like on this call, and
they had that what was it? The TikTok meme. They were like,
Work
I'm fucking late.
Yeah,
I'm fucking late to work. You know, some shit like that. It's like it came out, and I heard it, and I go, wait, who did that? Right? And then like nobody, I think everyone was trying to let it slide. I did a full investigation. I went down the teams. That's it.
You boss up.
That's exactly it. That's exactly what was said. I did a Teams like chat lookup, and it tells you when someone says something because it was a recorded session, and everyone wanted to let it slide. I was like, no, I need to know who this is. I know who it was, and nobody wanted to do anything about it. So they forced me to let it slide.
Well, I'm gonna say so. Your response is write them up.
Well, no, my initial was but if nobody wanted to follow up on it, then it just to let it slide. But yeah, my initial was write them up.
Oh, see,
I would say what? Tell me again what they said.
Was it? Go ahead, play it again, please. This is exactly what they. Oh, you're talking about the scenario?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the scenario is this meeting is pointless.
I mean, is it true?
It might be true.
The fact that they said it's not the problem. It's the fact that they said it in front of multiple people that becomes the writable offense.
Well, in a culture environment, are you creating a toxic environment because of it? Blah blah blah. You're setting up.
You're allowed to voice your opinion to your boss. You're allowed to tell your boss, "I think this meeting is pointless." But when you say it in front of your colleagues and your peers, it becomes completely unprofessional and inappropriate.
Mm.
You agree? Next topic.
Damn.
Yeah, I like that.
I actually do agree, though. Yes. I think that because you did it in front of an audience that you should not have done it in front of, then that's where you went wrong.
All right. We're going to go rapid fire. All right. We got 3 more scenarios we're going to cover. Rapid fire. Here we go. This one's called the birthday collection. Here's the premise. The office collects money for birthdays. Always collects money for birthdays. Here's the twist. One employee never contributes, but always shows up first for cake and takes extra slices home.
I'm not going to write him up because it's stupid to write him up. Let you know that it's stupid to write them up. You can ask them, hey, politely, like, hey, since you don't contribute, it may be best that you wait until the very end to get.
It'd be like Milton.
If there's any cake left, but you can't write them up for birthday-based things. That's not.
I agree.
Not okay.
So, question. I need to elaborate,
and
and I think Mama Mel is going to want to know this too, because her and I think a little bit alike.
Oh, Lord.
Who's the one collecting the money? The employee themselves or management?
Ooh, it does not say, but does that change the fact?
Completely changes the dynamics of the scenario, because if employees are taking it upon themselves to collect money, even though it could be frowned upon and it could potentially be against a policy that may or may not exist, management collecting money creates this dynamic within the team that they're obligated to give.
Ooh, okay, so.
And it's completely inappropriate and could be unethical. This is where ethics would get involved, because management should not be collecting money for events like this.
Nope.
Damn, I didn't think about that. I'm assuming the scenario is not the manager, but that's a great point. That is a great point.
If it's between the employees and it's not creating any kind of hostility in the workplace just because they're not happy that this person isn't contributing, that's between them. I'm going to tell them that's a you problem. That's what my mama called it, a PP. That is a personal problem.
All right. It's not where my head went, but I got you. Yeah, I was like, why do you say PP?
Mine sounds pissed off or pissed on, whichever one you want to call it.
I mean, my mom always did say it's better to be pissed off than pissed on.
That's right.
True. Mama Mel, did you have any commentary on the birthday collection? Face.
I'm trying to be very vague,
Political.
very vague and political. I have worked with a person just like that. And although we've never said like you should contribute, there have been some very petty comments made towards that person, not by me, okay, not by me, and very direct. Like, what if you don't want to participate in getting them a cake? Why are you here? Or my favorite one, well, damn, Becky. Wherever there's free food, you are about to be there. You're going to be there, or something like that. And I was like, oh. Well, no lie told there.
No.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Damn it, Becky.
Listen, I will end this particular scenario by saying my favorite saying when someone is passing around the collection plate at work is charity starts at home.
I've heard you say that.
I say it all the time. Oh, okay. Let's go with this next one here real quick. This next one's called the per my last email energy. All right. The setup is the employer responds to everything passive aggressively. Here's the twist. They CC managers on every reply, even for minor issues. Do you let that slide or do you write them up?
Neither.
This was tough.
It's neither. I mean, once again, it's reinforcing culture. You want to remind them about what this could turn into in the future. It could turn into a complaint of harassment, unprofessionalism. It could turn into a situation where you're involving people that shouldn't be involved. So therefore, you're honestly, you're wasting management's time on things they shouldn't be involved in. So I would say communicate email etiquette and expectations of culture. And if they continue to violate it, then look at how we address it on next steps, depending on that particular situation, that particular topic, that email.
Yes, sir. Dr. Green, go ahead.
What did the email say? Is my first question to you. The reason why is because if it's passive aggressive, is it a tone of an email or is it just words?
So the email said, per my last email, please quit using technology to change your voice during conference calls. And they see your boss on it.
And I hearted it.
Now you're a jerk too. I feel some pettiness here.
What kills me is the CCing the manager on everything.
Yeah,
like,
that part is a little ridiculous. But I always tell everybody, and I tell this to anybody I've ever worked with, is that as long as you read the email like a robot, and it didn't sound anything different, then you're fantastic. Move forward. If it did, or did you put your own tone from that person within the email, which is basically if we know that this guy is passive aggressive normally, then we're putting his passive aggressive tone in the email. We're talking like him and thinking like him. So it goes down to a whole, like, you have to think about it on a very basic level. Did they say, I hate you, dumbass? You decided that you wanted to be stupid, so per my email, dumbass. Da, 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 da.
I wish they would say
put
it.
emotion in it.
So the CCing, I've had to address this a lot with several companies. The way I've approached it is I remind people that if you CC someone on it, is because you're expecting them to respond to the entire or a portion of that email. So make sure you include them at so-and-so and specifically direct them at what you need from them. If you're not addressing something to them, then they shouldn't be on this email. until it's time to escalate to them for an action.
Yeah, but when I CC somebody, I put there, like per copy to so and so. Please advise if you have any input. Like I'll put a specific direction as to what that person is CC'd for. But
Yeah.
I would write them up.
Yeah.
I think per my last email is office speak for a bitch did not read. Also, I thought I heard the scenario say that this person often does this. And
Yes.
so it's a behavioral issue. Copying your manager, you're copying the manager because you want to get them in trouble. Come on. That's what it is. You want to get them in trouble. You want the manager to be like, Jake, why haven't you done this? Da, 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 da. And so it is creating a hostile work environment. So I would write them up.
See, I don't disagree with writing them up depending on what's it involving, but I've personally had emails where like they put, stuff like that, like per my last email or something. They're being a little bit aggressive. So instead of me responding back or them asking me something stupid where I need to respond back to something that I've already replied to, I'm a little bit more political about it. I'll put in there, thank you so much for reaching about this topic. Just referencing back to my email from 9/23, blah, 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 blah,
blah. And see, but that to me is wonderful because I may not know what the date is and I'm too damn embarrassed to be like, hey, when did you send that? And, or, and I'd be like, that's helpful. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's not received aggressive, but per my last email is, bitch, did you not read?
Right. That's exactly what it translates.
But that's where they need the training. They need the training on, don't start.
His
It was the echo.
His mixer. No, he fixed the echo. His mixer gave out on him.
I think he was going to say we don't start our emails with per my.
I was sleepy. Well, I can't really see it. Hold on. Oh, looks like I got a sick face. Jeez.
Hey.
What I was saying was emotional intelligence is going to be important for that case right there.
Emotional intelligence. Yes. Sometimes you just need to put people in their place. I had someone recently message me, and they refuse to come talk to me in person. Everything has to be a freaking email.
Oh, so yes, everything has to be documented.
So I replied back to them and said, like, I responded to the email, but I ended it with, just to reiterate, you are more than welcome to continue to send emails, but for a faster response, please feel free to reach out to me over the phone or in person. Or I was a little bit more finagling in my words, but basically I said, keep emailing, but if you would like a faster response, reach out to me in person.
Right, because if you found me in the hallway, I can answer your question like that versus waiting on an email.
So, but I've had to do that quite a bit with multiple companies.
That's the culture, man. I wonder about the culture for those organizations.
That's when we start to do a little self-eval. Am I the problem?
Right, exactly. All right. Listen, this is the last scenario. Real quick, rapid fire. This one's called the meeting multitasker. Okay. The employee is always on in meetings. He's always on. All right. But here's the twist. They're clearly playing a video game. You can hear the controller sounds, reactions, and everything. But yet, they still answer all the questions correctly.
Die, motherfucker, die.
As long as it's a matter of like hearing the controllers, I would not write them up initially. I would let them know that just out of respect for other people so they can be more attentive to the meeting, they need to stay on mute. Because at the end of the day, as long as you're listening and you're giving me what I need, I don't care what you're doing in the background because we all multitask. And if you've got your work done and you're gaming, but you're getting your job done, and I don't know you're gaming, but I can hear the remotes and I don't know for sure, I'm going to just stop it. I don't want to hear it. Respect other people's personal space.
Listen. If I hear in the teams meeting, hey, GG's man, GG's. I'm like, hey, yo, dude, you're playing a video game. You're playing a video game.
Good game. Good game.
My next
Cheers,
question
Mel.
would be, which one are you playing? And can we link up? Like,
What's your gamer tag?
No, I'm gonna look them up on the Xbox and see if they're live during our conference calls. Then I'm gonna send them a message.
That's petty.
Then I'm gonna send them a message on Xbox saying, "Hey, can you please pay attention to the call?"
Turn your down.
oh man.
Then I'm gonna kill them on the game they're playing.
That's right.
Right.
Oh, and we're gonna link up later. We're gonna play that Call of Duty, and you're gonna find out who the real boss is.
Sorry, some of us don't have assistants. We have work to do at night.
Oh, shit.
Shade, man, shade.
Shots fired. All right, let's wrap this thing up. I think this was a fun exercise, and honestly, like, okay, so we do this just for fun for the podcast, but it's not a bad exercise. And I'll be honest, to just kind of go through certain scenarios and just go, hey, what would you do in this scenario, and just talk through it, because you're obviously not going to get all of these every day, and sometimes it's mundane. Sometimes like everything's swimming along, you're just doing the normal stuff. Then this crazy thing comes on, you're like, what do I do with that? So I don't know. I think it's a good exercise. That's my 2 cents as I wrap up. We're gonna go around the horn. We'll go with we'll go with Dr. Green, Mel, and then we'll close it with Jake. So, Dr. Green, what's your parting shot for tonight's episode?
I think I say this almost every episode. We're humans. We have to act like humans because we are humans. Jake from HR is shaking his head and pointing at himself, going, "I am not a human." But just letting you know, for those who are listening, But anyways, I think that as we grow within this field, we do know that there's a lot of crap we're going to see, or we have seen a lot of things like, and I'll bring it up again because I love the story from Big Llama. Oh, this is my Italian, like.
Oh, I don't know.
Ask me for a favor.
It's the jacket.
Are you Italian?
No, but there was a colleague, and her name starts with an E that we all used to work with, and I used to do that because she was Italian, or she is Italian, and I used to do that, and it would annoy the ever-loving crap out of her. Anyways, so I think what I was saying was that we grow in this job, and we're going to see a lot more crap that's crappier than this that we've discussed. Just remember to bring the human aspect. People make mistakes. Things do happen. Just have to think about it that way, because we're not all the same. We're all going to mess up. I've messed up, and I can tell you that even as a leader, I have messed up. But I'll be the first one to go, "Hey, I messed up. That was me. I apologize. It won't happen again." So, in this case, just please don't remove the human aspect of human resources. We're not just a resource. We're also there to have a human touch.
Yes, don't chat GPT the answer.
Oh my God, please. And we know when you use ChatGPT.
Don't. You sound like that lady who's like, "Don't love your job, job your love," or something like that.
Job your love.
Sorry, Mama Mel. Your shots.
I have a very simple, inspiring parting shot for tonight. Sometimes it's just better to mind your damn business.
Oh!
Stay in your corner, do your work, get in, get out, and look away.
Got it.
Get in, get out, look at that.
I love it. All right, so Jake from HR, your parting shot, and then close us out for tonight.
My parting shot is going to be, take your emotion out of it. Any scenario, look at past precedents that's been set with your company, and remember, every decision you make sets a precedent on expectations to be fair and consistent, but every situation is so different. There is no one best way. So With that being said, we're not going to write anyone up tonight. We're going to give you all a pass. So we say this with much love until we call you into the office next time.
Peace out, everybody.
See ya.
Well, that's another episode of the Four Friends Trying to Figure Out HR. We didn't solve anything, but hey, at least we tried.
And by tried, we mean we laughed, we overshared, and we probably violated some HR guidelines ourselves.
But remember, this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Don't take our advice. Seriously, don't.
And if your HR manager asks, you've never heard of us or this podcast.
Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, and join us the next time as we keep trying to figure out HR and fail spectacularly.
Now, go be productive, or at least pretend to be.
And tell your boss that I said hi.
Tell your mom I said hello.
Tell your daddy I said hey.
And remember, hate has no home here.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week again for a fresh round.